everybody, I'm Lara Trump coming to you from Studio 45 at Trump Tower in New York City. These days, calls for unity, bipartisanship, and even entrepreneurialism seem to be falling on deaf ears. Nonetheless, Donald Trump continues to seek solutions based on economic freedom for all Americans. Joining me to discuss President Trump's economic vision for America is one of the country's most successful entrepreneurs, the inventor and CEO of MyPillow, our friend Mike Lindell. Mike, we are so thrilled to have you back. Thank you so much.
It's great to be here, Laura. Awesome.
So you are an American success story and an entrepreneur in your own right. You relate to Donald Trump as an entrepreneur, and economic freedom really is at the core of what he wants to do for this country, is it not?
And he's already doing it. I mean, I'm so proud of him. What he's already done is amazing. I see in around the country, entrepreneurs now taking a chance because of consumer confidence is an all-time high.
Yeah.
And my own employees, now they got a safety net because everybody's got jobs,
right.
It seems like. So now you can go out and take those chances and go out and, do that entrepreneurialism that's in all of us. It's really gratifying for me to see that because I'm being able to tell my employees, I told you it was coming.
Yeah, you've been on board since day one,
yeah.
and we've seen so much happen under this president. We see 600,000 plus manufacturing jobs now come back to this country, over 4 million new jobs created. Do you see this continuing, Mike? What do you think?
I think it's just going to keep continuing, and I think what it's doing now is it's driving wages up too. I see that where people around where my factory's at in Minnesota, other companies now are paying what I was paying. We have careers now. I think you're creating careers, not just jobs.
Right.
So these jobs, pay scales going up, the careers are being created. People are taking chances now in entrepreneurship, and it's just great to see finally that someone that was pragmatic and figured out common sense. Hello.
Isn't it incredible? Common sense. I always wonder, why did it take so long for us to get here?
Yeah.
So, Mike, you were just at Liberty University. You addressed around 10,000 students. But these are millennials. It's so interesting to me that you're connecting with millennials. Tell me about that experience. You were with Jerry Falwell Jr. as well.
Yes, I got to meet him. I got to meet all these students, and I was really looking forward to speaking there, and it was amazing. I talked about hope. I talked about addictions, my own personal. They can relate to that. But entrepreneurship and the great job our president's doing. I got to freely talk about everything, and they were just all of them engaged, and it was just. It's like they're just starving for the truth and what's going on and for hope. And I talked about God. I talked about everything that, it was free to talk about anything there. And they're, they just related, and it was great.
Wow. And it's so nice to know that there are millennials out there that can connect with you, that can support this president, that, like you say, I think they want more of that. They want the truth because the media and Hollywood thinks they've got a lock on millennials, but there are so many more out there, I think, that believe in this president, that see the great changes that are happening in this country, and thanks to people like you, maybe they feel like they can speak out now.
Well, they can, and I see, even when I'm out in the public, the millennials come up, and there's just a few that control the whole group, and then they're controlled by the media, and they're controlled by Hollywood. It was the majority, I think 99.999%, have the president's back, have this hope, they're all for everything. Our moral codes this country was founded on, and I think you're right. So many of them, they're just looking for answers, and in the schools and everything else, it's just getting blocked.
Right. Well, kudos to you for speaking with them. That's amazing.
I love those millennials.
So, Mike, you and I both were there at the State of the Union. Such an incredible experience. We heard this president talk about prison reform, about what he's done with opioids. It really felt like almost anything was possible. And being in that room, I think I got that sense as well. How about you?
Well, what surprised me the most was, you go from last year and you see everyone sitting down with the Democrats, and even when they should have been out clapping, this was different. I've told all my friends, this was very surprising to me. It was like 80% of the time, it was total unity.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was to me, gave me such hope that there is hope. You know, you still had a few of them that wouldn't stand up.
That will
and they
never stand up for anything.
Yeah, they're all confused, looking around like, oh, we're standing?
We know who they are.
Yeah, we know they're. You know, the president did such an amazing job with that speech. I mean, you clap for one thing, how could you not clap for the next thing? I mean, everything was to unify, and it was like, you know, there's no logic. There was all common sense in that room, it seemed like, except for a few. And that's what really surprised me, and that really gave me hope, because my belief is that it's going to turn, that even the media will go, you know what? How can we deny common sense and great things going on?
Man, we sure hope so, huh? I know, they're pretty tough on him. But to me, the real point where I was so there was an overwhelming feeling of hope and unity was when everyone in there stood up and was chanting USA, USA.
Yeah.
I mean, only Donald Trump could get everybody to stand up and do that.
You get goosebumps, you know. It was just like so good with the crowd, and just, you know, just grabbed, you know, this is, and I believe you're going to see more and more of that. So, you know, I've had the advantage. I met him and everything, and I tell my friend, no, he's the best unifier. It's going to be amazing. And what we see, 52% the other day. It's going to keep getting more and more. Here's my saying. I say it all the time to people. Everybody loves our president. Some just don't know it yet.
You have said that to us before too. That's true.
And when you talk about the opiates, now you're right up my alley. The opiates and the prisons and stuff, and the stuff that I see I was there when he signed that 800-page opiate bill, and people are dying right now with the opiates. And, you know, you talk about the border wall and stuff. All these things are so common sense to get this solved. We have, you know, everyone knows somebody out there close to them that has died of opiates now. And that's dear to my heart. And I just see, I mean, who cannot get behind that? I mean, it's just such a common sense. Let's help our young people get off these terrible addictions.
Well, and speaking of opioids, tell me about the Lindell Recovery Network.
Well, what I'm doing is I'm going to be launching this, and let's say you're a 22-year-old opiate addict. You might not be able to relate to a 50-year-old meth addict. Well, we're going to call it a hope match. So all these hopes, all these stories that I've gathered, tens of thousands of different age groups and different drugs. So you put in your age and you put in what drug, you know, you're addicted to. And all these stories, just like you, 22-year-old opiate addicts come down. And all these stories, they've made it through. Then I said, I'm going to be like the tour guide. And I'm going to say, okay, guys, over here, I have vetted all these treatment centers and help places. They're all faith-based. Those are the ones that work. Your Teen Challenge, Union Gospel, Salvation Army. I'm going to tell the addict, you go over here, and then when you get out, I'm going to be waiting there for you with open arms. I'm going to have paid mentors all over the country where they're going to mentor them right when they come out of there, because even though they get some great help, you know, they get out and they might not have, someone might not have waited for them.
Or they might have system.
You know, but they might have waited so that now they can talk to a mentor that's been through that. And it's going to be a complete circle of hope and help. And that opiate bill that was just signed actually helps. You know, there's a lot of pieces in there that help all this. It's going to be amazing. And I see beating this terrible addiction very fast. I don't want to, you know, where it came on very fast, we can beat it very fast too. With God, all things are possible.
That is the truth. Well, you're so inspiring, and you do so much to give back. One of the things that you've been working on, you had a cameo, and you helped produce this new movie that's coming out in March called UnPlanned. Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, that last summer, I was on, Kendra and I were on our way to Israel, and we got a call by this group and said, yeah, we prayed about it, and you're going to be in our movie. I said, well, I haven't yet. And I'm going, and they told me what the movie was about. A true story of this Abby Johnson that worked for Planned Parenthood. She was one of the directors, and she finally seen what was actually going on and how horrific it was.
The abortions.
The abortions. And I said, you know what? I will do that cameo. And I said, I'll do you one better. I'll even back the movie. So I came back. I got back from Israel, and we was filmed at a secret place in Oklahoma. And we got down there, there's like 300 extras. And now, to see now where we're in right now, who would have thought that back in? Where, you know, you have a party saving minnows. I heard a gal the other day on TV say, what kind of party is saving minnows in California but killing babies in New York? So this is very much aligns with, you know, I mean, I'm going, how terrible we're in right now. And hopefully this movie, you know, spreads the word of what's really going on at Planned Parenthood and really, you know, shows people how terrible this is of abortion.
Well, it's incredibly timely, and I know that was a total coincidence. This has been in production for so long now, this movie. The trailer itself is so powerful.
Did you see
I saw
it?
it. And it's really, it's such an important time right now, though, when you look at what has happened here in New York and what other states are trying to do with 40-week abortions, with killing a baby at a time when outside of the womb they could survive. That is not the country we live in. That's not what we stand for in this country. And kudos to you for backing a movie like this. I think it's going to be really powerful and really incredible.
Yeah, and you know, with that and with other things, they always see, it's funny, I watch on Twitter and stuff, boycott My Pillow or Mike Lindell, and then the other bots will say, don't boycott him, he'll just double his ads. We see enough of that guy.
So we'll continue to see you out there, whether it's on the My Pillow ads, the new sheet ads, or in this new movie. And Mike, as you know, we love you as a family. We love everything you do for this country, and thank you, as always, for being here with me today.
And I want to say I am so proud of what's been done so far. It's easy for me to go out and say, I told you so, guys. I told you so.
President's making it easy for you.
Yes, he is. He's great.
Awesome. Well, he will continue, and we hope you'll come back and see us soon.
All right. Thanks. God bless.
Donald Trump believes in economic freedom for all Americans, and he'll continue to seek common ground to find solutions for the American people. That's the real news for today. I'm Lara Trump from Studio 45 at Trump Tower in New York City. Thanks for joining us, everybody.